You're tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly pop and geek culture show covering movies, TV, games, and comics.
Hey everybody, welcome to Nerd Overload and Knuckles, the pop and geek culture show that's going to cover the latest in geek news and Knuckles. I'm Cody.
I'm Sam.
And I'm the Mean Bean Machine.
We have a great show for you this week. Thank you all for tuning in. We have a bunch of things to talk about, including Sonic news, game news,
Mentions of Knuckles.
And Knuckles.
And Knuckles. But first, let's talk about some things we've been checking out.
Check it out!
Also Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Featuring new funky mode.
Yeah. Before we start, who's your favorite Sonic the Hedgehog character?
Big the cat.
Big the cat.
Big the cat and Froggy. Froggy?
Oh, Lord.
I gotta find the Froggy.
I don't even know, man.
Dr. Robotnik. Eggman.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's an easy one.
Eggman's my favorite.
That is an easy one. As far as, like, you know, video game villains go, he's definitely the most fun. But also, he was potentially a runner for the main character of the game.
Yeah.
Santa Claus Teddy Roosevelt.
Right?
Josh, if you don't answer one, we're going to say it's Rouge the Bat. We're going to say that you like Rouge the Bat. And
I don't want to be that. I'm not that guy.
well, that's what makes it so funny.
We're going to claim that your Google image search results are saying that it's Rouge the Bat.
Yes.
Please don't look at my search history.
All right. So, yeah, let's talk about some things we've been doing this week. What have you guys been doing this week?
I've been kind of playing around with this Apple Arcade game I downloaded.
Okay.
It's called Gibbon Beyond the Trees.
Not
I know what you're going to say.
as the Nerd Overload's resident monkey man, I am not surprised.
It wasn't even about that. The game is very educational and ecological things.
Sorry, monkey boy. Sorry.
Yeah, Nerd Overload's resident
monkey boy.
But no, it's kind of like an endless runner where you're like swinging and sliding, and it's also very sad.
Oh.
But the whole thing is, it's basically it's educational because you find these little things, and it gives you like what's affecting rainforest habitats and stuff, like mostly like in like Indonesia, Philippines, things like that.
Oh, this is one of those edutainment
Kinda, yeah.
games.
Yeah.
I see.
I mean, the art style is very good. I like it a lot. It's very simple. A lot of bright colors.
Mm-hmm.
Music really focuses on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what you need most for any mobile game is bright colors and movement.
Also, what you described was the Rainforest Cafe. Bright colors, movement, nature,
A thunderstorm on the hour.
apes.
I've never been to a rainforest cafe, so I really got
I
got no dog in this fight.
I do not. It's like I think I've been to a rainforest cafe.
I've been by one, but I've never been in one.
My brain is like I can picture the big tree. I can picture the big plastic tree in the middle of it. But when I try to think of any specifics about it, it's like static. There's like nothing there. So I don't know if I've been to a rainforest cafe or
you're just imagining what it would be like.
or I've seen pictures and I'm like, that would be a place to go.
I know for a fact I've been to more than one of them during the 90s.
Back in the 90s.
Yeah. Okay, not to derail. We'll get back to the Gibbon game
That's
here.
fine.
But do you remember there were a whole string of gimmicked diners and restaurants.
Oh,
yeah.
I miss them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I miss the Planet Hollywood.
Planet Hollywoods. I remember as a kid, this was the first time I think I was cognizant that, hey, restaurants can do a bad job. Went to the Dick Clark Rockin'.
I like the Dick Clark's American Bandstand restaurant.
Bandstand restaurant. I remember my family and I went because it was down in Columbus, and we're gonna go check this place out.
And they got like Bo Diddley's guitar or whatever.
They got that stuff. But I remember we stood there. We waited for 4 hours for a table, and the food was just okay. I remember waiting. I don't like the food.
Just waiting and waiting.
Just waiting at the Dick Clark Rockin' Bandstand
My
Cafe.
family would regularly go there. We liked them.
We went there once, and I think the consensus was we will never step foot in this place again because a 4-hour wait for a just okay cheeseburger is
too much, man.
untenable.
Yeah. It's too much, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I've even really been to a themed restaurant outside of something in my adult life.
Like the Hard Rock Cafe is like the only one that's left, right?
Even
like
those are like a lot of those are closed.
Gone.
They're getting there.
I think I remember going to one when I went on my middle school DC trip.
Mm-hmm.
We swung by the gift shop so people could buy expensive T-shirts.
Well, you got to get the T-shirt. Yeah, my folks collected. That's something. My parents
Dude,
in their
everybody
retirement,
back in the day had a Hard Rock Cafe shirt.
My parents in their retirement, they do a lot of traveling, and one thing that they do wherever they go, they try to find a Hard Rock Cafe so that they can get
a shirt
from the Hard Rock Cafe. Hey, it's cool to have a collection. That's awesome.
I saw on TikTok the other day a Hard Rock Cafe that part of their sign was out and it said Hard R Cafe, and it's like,
oh no, we can't have that.
Turn your sign off.
Just turn the sign completely off.
Just turn it all off.
Yeah, no, can't do it. But like I'm thinking like ESPN restaurants,
the ESPN Zone,
the ESPN Zone, which was like a offshoot of the Disney's Chuck E. Cheese knockoff. Right?
Disney Quest,
yeah.
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, that was a thing.
I'm not surprised, but I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah.
Stuff like there was a Steven Spielberg fronted some submarine themed restaurant called The Dive.
I've heard of The Dive.
That my family went to when we were on a vacation somewhere.
Oh, very nice.
Maybe like in Vegas or something. I don't remember.
Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville.
Margaritaville's pretty good.
Those are pretty all right.
Never been one.
And they're still independently owned one. Like the chain is gone, but there are still Jordan and I were up in the Toledo area, kind of up along the lake
area
a few weeks ago, and we saw a sign for a Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. We didn't stop, but we should have. Because I want to have a cheeseburger in paradise.
Outside of the Pac-Man restaurant we went to.
Oh yeah,
which is gone. It's gone.
Then it's gone.
Yeah, level
unfortunately.
257.
Yeah,
that place was sick. I went there. Ended up going there a couple more times after that too.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of chain restaurants like that, the reason Jordan and I went up to the Toledo area, my niece was having a birthday party.
Yeah.
She had a birthday party at a Chuck E. Cheese with the animatronics.
What?
They still have them?
Yeah. Yeah.
I had heard they trashed them all.
I read they were removing them.
This one still had the animatronics. They had the full.
Did they still work?
Oh, they all worked.
Oh,
they had the entire band, and not just Chucky. They had the bird that played the guitar, and the Italian stereotype who played drums, and the bear that did. No, it wasn't a bear because that's the Showtime Pizza Bear.
Yeah,
but like they had all the it was a dog. It was a dog. They had, so my niece had her birthday party. They had the full dance party with the animatronics. And it alternated between animatronics singing a song and a song being on like the big TVs. Mm-hmm. And they must be somewhere because it was the new Chuck E. Cheese voice. It was the guy from Bowling for Soup doing the voice. I mean, I don't think Jared was back in the back doing the voice. I think it was
That's what he does now.
It's what he does now.
He drives between all of the Chuck E. Cheese's when there's birthday parties.
Yeah, there's like 5 now, and he has to go to each one.
No,
makes his rounds.
He just lives in there like Chuck Mangialone in the Megalo.
Oh yeah. It feels so good to be alive.
He zooms in.
That's it. He zooms in.
It's a remote.
Yes.
Sorry. I gotta go to my Charles Entertainment Cheese meeting.
Yeah, I got a child's birthday party at 3.
Yeah, but I was so
blown
away that they had the animatronics. They all worked. The place wasn't sticky. It didn't smell like feet. It was Wait, it wasn't sticky and it didn't smell like... Are you sure you were actually at a Chuck E. Cheese? I was actually at a Chuck E. Cheese. There were only like 3 broken machines.
I think you diverged into a different timeline briefly.
It had the arcade version of Mario Kart.
Dude,
sick.
I love that.
Yeah.
I haven't played that since...
The one that's Pac-Man in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. What was the name of that place that used to be in Tuttle? Oh, God.
Dave and Buster's.
No.
GameWorks.
Yes.
GameWorks. Okay.
I haven't played
Oh, wait,
one
no,
since-
that's Easton that had GameWorks.
Whatever, yes. Big Mall in Columbus. They had a thing.
They had that sick game that, like, it was on a thing that rose up and down as you
Oh,
played.
yeah. I remember that.
The balloon popping thing.
Yeah.
Where they strap you in like a
that's-
roller coaster thing.
Man,
right.
nobody wants to have fun anywhere anymore. You just go to places to be sad at them.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a...
Yeah. I don't have anything to add to that. You're absolutely right.
in the mall in Beaver Creek, outside of Dayton, there's a pretty big like arcade restaurant-y kind of thing. It's more arcade than anything.
Hey, that's cool.
And they had all kinds of stuff. They had the arcade Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool.
But even Dave and Buster's, like, there's nothing there you can't see anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I still like the majesty of going to a Dave and Buster's.
D&D.
I haven't been to one in a million years.
An arcade restaurant, yeah.
Well, I tell you what I think has happened. The arcade restaurant has given way to the barcade because it seemed like as Dave and Buster's and GameWorks and of started going down, the barcade where that is in a similar shopping area to a food place, so they don't have to have food.
Yeah, that's cut out the food and let's just get drunk and play Donkey Kong. That's
And
what
there's
people
nothing
want.
wrong with
There is
that.
nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
And that's the thing about a barcade. Well, most barcades anyway, is the games are typically free,
Yes.
but the thing is
Pinball's 50 cents.
they want you to drink,
Yeah.
so which is fine. Well, within limits.
Within reason.
Also, the games are the good old
They're the good
ones.
classic ones, and they're usually
Uh-huh.
taken care of by people who know what they're doing.
Exactly.
Which is very nice.
All of the new arcade games are stuff that's on your iPad but big, and I'm like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
That was one of the things I was going to bring up
and
about.
Dave and Buster's have a lot of those too.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was going to bring up with the Chuck E. Cheese. They had Fruit Ninja. You can play that on your phone. I mean, it was kind of neat to have it on a big screen, but also play it on your phone for free.
Yeah.
Instead of paying
That's the other thing
1.5 credit.
That's the thing. That's the other thing about like the arcade restaurants. They're always so expensive.
Well, and they hide how much the games cost by making them some sort of alternate currency that you have no frame of reference
Exactly.
for.
And if you buy 3 cheeseburgers and an appetizer, you get 50 of currency.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, that's such a good deal, until you look at it and go, no, I could have gotten 50 of currency and not spent all this extra on extra food I didn't want.
At least Planet 14 and Galleon has tokens you can buy, and the tokens translate pretty accurately to
But if
orders.
they give me a cup full of tokens, I'm going to end up eating like half of them.
Is that a
Just
reference to something?
crunch down on 'em.
No, I just eat the tokens.
Like physically?
Yeah, they're delicious.
I feel like that's how you get zinc poisoning. I still have my my player token from when
16-bit
when they first opened.
Same here.
Oh, I probably have mine somewhere.
Yeah.
It's on my desk. It's been sitting on my desk.
It's on my
I ate
nightstand.
mine.
Oh yeah, you ate yours. That makes sense. But yeah, I still have mine as well.
So we were talking about themed restaurants and stuff, and I know we're way in the weeds, which
cares?
is fine.
Who
Which is
cares?
fine. Do you remember when this is the kind of more of a local thing, and this might be for some of the older folks out there, when the Long John Silver's on Main Street
Yes,
used to be the really nice one?
that one was great. I went there all the time.
Like, you want to talk about a themed restaurant? It had the Long John Silver's theme right.
It was it had all the pirate stuff.
I have no memory of this.
Oh yeah, you had like the gangplank walkway with the ropes and stuff. Now, granted, I mean, I'm pretty sure every Long John Silver still has the stupid bell you're supposed to ring if you're satisfied with your service.
I
or
always
whatever.
get so embarrassed when people ring that bell.
You get
like the secondhand embarrassment.
I have to leave before people ring the bell on the way out. It's like,
I was the bell ring.
It's not like a full on crippling, but
Just
it's like
minor cringe.
It's the same one where you're walking through the toy aisle of a department store, and one of the toys is set to like notice movement, and it just starts freaking screaming.
And it's loud and annoying
and
as
it's
hell.
loud and annoying, and it won't stop, and you're like, I gotta walk away.
Like my thing is like I'll sit there and I'll be like walking through toys or something, and I'm like, I'll see a button, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what this does. And it's like, oh, and it won't do the thing where if you press the button again and it won't stop.
No, you press it again and it starts over.
And you're like, oh, I'm walking away now.
Yeah.
Speed walk away.
Uh-huh.
I didn't do this.
Yep.
It's like the stupid dancing plushes or whatever like come out during seasonal time, like Christmas or Valentine's Day.
Oh, sure.
Those little sidesteppers that they do now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Long John Silver's.
Yes.
I
was also
I have
back when
fond
they're-
memories from
when
that
they're-
one on
Maine.
On Maine. Yeah.
Also back when the food was good.
Yeah.
And the
You-
restaurant wasn't disgusting.
You used to be able to just get a bucket full of Crispies.
Just the bits.
Just the bits.
Just the bits.
Just the
You used
bits.
yeah, you could just. They had it on the menu. You could just get the.
I remember
the drop-ins.
I remember before it was on the menu because that was like me and my sister's favorite part was getting down to the bottom of our little cardboard or container, and it's like, oh, it's the crisps.
Yeah. Good times.
It was good times.
Good times.
And now that place has been like 100 different pizza places, and
It's been
heaven knows what else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about like, because there used to be so much stuff on that side of town.
Sure.
Cardinal's Grocery. That's where my grandma used to go all the time.
Oh, Bob
I don't-
Smith's.
I don't know
They're
what that
the blue
is.
building right at the north edge of town. Yeah.
There was the Nichols Bakery.
Well, yes,
I know.
I'm
Your
aware.
dad-
My
Yeah,
dad,
Your dad, yes.
my dad used to work there.
Yes.
Apparently, it's the auto repair for Nichols Bakery now.
Oh.
So it's still owned by them, but it's not like
But they work on like
There's
their
no
delivery
bread.
they
trucks.
just
There's no
work
bread
on the
there.
trucks there.
They work on
Yeah.
the trucks there.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it had a huge loading dock in the
Oh
back.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I remember.
humongous.
I remember. And I
Yeah.
think the only reason I really went there is Mom would get a few loaves of bread, one to keep out, and like 4 to put in the freezer.
You can get a really good deal in the thrift shop.
And the
pull apart.
yes.
Pull parts. Yeah, pull aparts are great.
I love how you looked at my hands and you realized what I was trying to articulate.
Listen, I know a lot about different bread types.
Oh, I'm sure. I am sure.
I tell you, the best thing to do is to get the Nichols Ferris wheels and
Is that like?
Pinwheel.
pinwheel. Well,
Is it like?
they call them Ferris wheels, but
Is it a crawler or is it like a what are we talking about? It's like
the donut, the
donut?
little glazed donut thing that you would get.
So it's a crawler.
Crawler. It's kind of like
it's a crawler.
Yeah, but they call them like Ferris wheels. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
But what you do is you get it and you open the bag and you let it sit out for a day. They needed a little bit of toughening up.
Oh, to
So
harden the icing.
To harden the icing, let them get just the tiniest touch stale.
I get what you're talking about, and you're
Yes. Yeah, you let them sit out for about a day, and then they're perfectly delicious and ready to eat.
And this has been junk food talk.
Yeah.
Did I rag on Hazbin Hotel on the show a lot last week, or
You
was
did.
that just
You mentioned a couple things about Hazbin Hotel on the show last week. Yes.
Okay? Well,
Did
that means I have to issue an apology.
Okay.
I've watched several episodes of it on Amazon. Not terrible.
Not terrible.
Not terrible.
You're coming
Okay.
around. You're coming around on the Vivian verse now.
I mean, it's not amazing.
Okay.
A lot of the writing is not great, but the songs are good and the animation is good and the performances by various Broadway darlings are very good.
Okay.
There's a seed of like a really good show in there if they would write better. The first 2 episodes I hated, but then there was something in that third one. There was a seed of
That
something
gotcha.
in that third one that got me. That I'm like, well, I can finish this.
Okay. Well, you almost. I feel like folks should be watching it, even if it's not great, because this is internet animation. What made good?
Yeah.
I mean, it is kind of the dream of every YouTube animator who
Like-
makes either a short or a series. Oh, speaking of that, Lackadaisy has another episode. The 1920s.
Furry.
It was a webtoon. It was a webtoon set in Prohibition era,
Okay.
but all the characters are cats.
All right. I'm not familiar, but
Okay.
you know,
Well, there was a
again,
pilot. There was a pilot put out a few months ago, like a 20-minute pilot, much
Yeah.
like Hazbin Hotel and this, that, and the other.
or like Bee and Puppy Cat was remade.
Bee and Puppy Cat.
Which I still need to watch.
Well, Bee and Puppy Cat was on the Frederator YouTube channel, so it was kind of independent, but kind of not.
Independent enough.
Independent enough, yes.
The Netflix remake of Bee and Puppy Cat, I think, is really good.
I need to watch it because I liked the original series.
Oh,
on YouTube.
I loved Bee and Puppy Cat.
Yeah.
I loved Bravest Heroes.
Warriors.
Or Bravest Warriors. Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually finished it.
I think that maybe every Hazbin Hotel script needed a second pass.
Yeah. Are they still like? It's funny because swear words.
Yeah, and they swear a lot for no good reason.
Okay.
Like,
I mean, that's all of their branded of stuff. Like, that's Hell of a Boss, like, through and through. Well, here lately, the songs have been really, really good.
And that's all the songs in Hazbin have been good.
Okay.
They need to show, not tell.
Okay.
The whole series starts with about a 15-minute lore dump that could have been handled any other way than how they do it.
I see.
It's not good. And they can't stop introducing more characters constantly all of the time.
Do you feel like that might be like them trying to, one of these is going to hit big? People are going to latch onto this one. Tumblr's going to latch onto one of these someday.
I don't know, but
like
it's
they
like,
already do.
It's like a serious problem.
Yeah.
Like every episode that you introduce to a new like boardroom full of guys that are like, and everybody has to have like a personal antagonist to them. And it's like, just roll a couple of these into one guy or something.
Also, that feels almost like, if not lazy writing, then inexperienced writing, because
That's
if they're
what it
doing the
is.
same thing over and over again.
It's inexperienced writing is 100% what it is.
Yeah.
Like,
Which is disappointing coming from Amazon.
But then again, it's a series that was written and created
By a YouTuber.
but
that sounds
Not YouTuber, but
by an
Independent
amateur animator
They should have hired somebody in the writer's room
who has written.
that's done it before, to kind of push it in the right direction, because it's all over the place the way it is.
It almost feels like, for what I've seen of it, and frankly, I haven't seen a whole lot, it doesn't seem like my thing. It feels like they could have used someone like an Alex Hirsch to come in and just tighten everything up. The guy from Gravity Falls.
Yes.
Just come in.
Not
and
only
just
that,
do one pass and just kind of tighten things here and there a little bit.
Or like Dan Harmon does all the time.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But not Dan Harmon.
But not Dan
because
Harmon specifically.
Yeah.
But like the vibe that I get from it could have matched like
that kind of energy.
A Hirsch, or not Jonah Vasquez, but whoever was on his writing staff.
Frank. TV's Frank.
TV's Frank. Yeah, you know what? Sure, bring TV's Frank. He's not doing anything. He's writing a comic about a guy who has sleep apnea. A superhero named Dark Apnea.
And you would know.
And the character looks like Batman, but he's wearing a full face.
Write what you know.
Yeah.
So he looks like the Dark Knight Rises Bane?
Yeah, a little bit. But he has like the flopping tube out the front of it and everything.
I wear this so I don't choke in my sleep.
But that third has been, suddenly they decide to focus on two characters who are already there, who are part of the main cast, and suddenly it's very good.
Gotcha. So they finally spent less time setting up new and building on existing.
What's already
I feel like part of the problem with the whole the whole Helliverse or whatever they call it nowadays.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Everything's got to be an averse.
Yeah.
I am averse to the averse.
But
bum.
Well, I feel like when the original pilot came out, between that and all the talks on all the little YouTube stuff, where all the the people who made that and Hell of a Boss talked, and they built this they built and they slowly run out all this lore, and their Tumblr pages was posting all these lore concept pictures and things like that, and it built kind of like this mythology around the series that we didn't even know if the series was going to be made, and now it feels like it's almost too much.
Yeah, well,
and they're trying to cram it all into the Amazon series.
Exactly, they're trying to cram too much of that in there, and they need to focus on the characters that are the reason why you watch the show.
Because I've watched Hell of a Boss and stuff since the beginning, and there's like all this stuff because I didn't follow all the ancillary side stuff. All the like, oh, this character's part of this, that, and the other, and all of a sudden it's like, even in Hell of a Boss, they talk about like all these types of demons and demon families and stuff, and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, that's what, like, you can have all this lore and mythology, and that's great, but like, you have to work on your
there has
main
to be a
cast
story to go along with it.
Like, your main cast has to be established before you do all of this extra stuff.
It's like they tried to skip a step between having a popular show and then the Tumblrverse builds up a bunch of elaborate backstories that's not on screen. It's like they tried to have the elaborate backstories.
It's like if the 4th episode of The Simpsons was about Apu.
Oh, yeah, all right. Yeah.
Like,
Okay, I can see where you're coming from with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, we don't even know what The Simpsons are about themselves yet, but now you're telling us about the guy that runs the cash register at the store they go to. Like, it might not be a good example because they don't use Apu anymore, but...
Yeah, fair.
Chief Wiggum.
Chief Wiggum.
Wiggum.
Yeah.
Comic book guy.
Yeah.
Jeff Albertson.
Like, The Simpsons can do that because they've earned it. Like, we know.
They've also been around for a million. There's going to be 3 things at the end of the world. Cockroaches. Make that 4. Cockroaches share Keith Richards and The Simpsons.
Actually, for some reason, I picked up The Simpsons like this season.
Again?
This new season. So it hasn't been bad.
Really?
It's honestly not bad.
Huh. Well, good. Maybe they'll turn it around.
Maybe they've been turning around. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I watched
They
The
have
Simpsons.
a different showrunner now.
Oh, is it not, what's his name, X Cohen?
No, it's
No.
I think
Mark
it's,
X. Cohen?
I think it's Matt Selman now.
Okay.
And it seems like they're turning it around. Maybe
Oh, good.
if like I don't know, it's not gonna be season.
It's never going to be
6.
season 10.
Yeah,
Season 6 through 10.
but it's definitely a lot more watchable than it's been.
Good. Good. All right, let's take a break, and when we come back, we will get into some news.
Or my further writing workshop on adult animated television shows.
Ed Sheeran, Beyonce, Drake, Taylor Swift. Not a single one of these music legends has any idea what our show Long Play is all about. I would bet that not a single one of these music megastars will ever tune into an episode of Long Play here on WZMO. But you can. I'm Greg Dunham, and I invite you to catch Long Play every Friday night at 11 or Saturday afternoon at 3 and give a listen to the radio show that 99.9% of all future Rock and Roll Hall of Famers will never hear.
Hey everybody, you finished Act 1 and we're moving on to Act 2, the news portion.
Cody, I liked that intro. You gotta go. You went fast because you gotta go fast. Sonic the
little
Hedgehog.
sign spun around, and then there was my face, and I was doing a little peace sign.
I think that's the song.
And
Yeah.
you are correct.
I didn't have a Genesis growing up, so
Yeah, me either.
my Sonic is cultural osmosis more. I mean, I played Sonic, but it's more cultural osmosis than it is.
You didn't have it like as ingrained into you like a Mario or something?
I've
No.
never finished any of the original Sonics.
I don't like how fast he goes. And that is
It's too fast.
I've gotten close. I think I got like about 85 to 90% through the original.
I've almost beat Mania.
I did beat Mania, but that doesn't
That's not
count.
a that doesn't. That's not an old
Mania's
one.
the best
Yeah.
one.
I have finished Sonic Adventures 1 and 2.
Well, that's like
that doesn't count either.
yeah.
Oh, those don't count?
We're talking the 2D platformers.
The side scrollers.
And I guess I should clarify. I don't like how the speed is okay, but I don't like how slidey he is and how to start moving from a stop. He really chugs for a few seconds, and it's makes precise platforming difficult.
There's a Robotnik fight in the first one where you have to go up a diagonal thing, and there's water rising, and I cannot get past that.
Oh, I remember that part. That part stinks.
Yeah. Anyways, why are we talking about Sonic the Hedgehog?
Because everybody loves him. No, because they announced that Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the movie, is happening to no one's real surprise.
No, not a real surprise. I mean, they teased it at the end of 2 with
there is the after credit scene.
the after credit scene with Shadow the Hedgehog.
With quote unquote Project Sonic or Project Shadow.
But just because you tease a sequel at the end of your movie doesn't mean it'll happen. I mean, Super Mario live action movie did the same thing.
That's a good point.
But they did it today because it's the anniversary of Sonic 3 coming out.
Oh, okay.
Today being Groundhog Day when we're recording this.
We are recording this on Groundhog Day.
Wait, I feel like we've done this before.
Ha ha ha, yes. And I laughed at that joke because you've said that over and over again in the Groundhog Day. Ha ha ha.
Shoot, there was probably a good intro in it.
It
being
probably
Groundhog
was.
Day.
Whatever. So yeah, no, they announced a bunch of people that are going to be in it. The big one is
Kristen Ritter?
Kristen Ritter, yes.
Of Breaking Bad fame?
Of Breaking Bad and Jessica Jones.
And she's the bee in apartment 23?
She is the bee that you're not supposed to trust.
Yeah.
That lives in apartment 23.
But they didn't announce what these people are doing in the movie. There was 3 or 4 other people that I didn't recognize.
Yeah,
One of them was a young girl who's been in a couple of different things. She's yeah. Why don't you look up the names while we're rambling about it?
Pulled up.
But yeah, so I'm curious to see who is going to be what in the film. And they also said Jim Carrey is returning, despite how he said that he hates doing sequels and will never do another sequel again. Apparently there's something about that Eggman that he just loves.
I think he said before in interviews that playing Robotnik is fun for him, and it looks like he is having fun.
It's probably a pretty sweet paycheck.
It's also,
it probably is. And Jim Carrey hasn't really been doing a whole lot over the last couple of years.
He doesn't have to.
I know he doesn't have to. He's basically Hollywood royalty at this point.
Yeah.
Elia Brown, is that right? Am I saying that right?
Probably, yeah.
What's this say you are?
Yeah, sure.
Who's going to be a young Furiosa in the upcoming...
That's what I was thinking. She was going to be playing young someone or other in an upcoming...
A prequel for Fury Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
And I do love the Mad Max universe.
We could actually tie into that here shortly, the Mad Max universe.
Yeah.
But people are saying that she's probably going to be Maria Robotnik's cousin.
Cousin who things happen to.
Yeah. If you've played Sonic Adventure 2 or Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Featuring Shadow the Hedgehog. The introduction of Shadow.
The rest of the announced cast includes, and I'm reading this directly from Kotaku. Gotta cite your sources or you'll end up like James Somerton. James Wolk, Sophia Pernas, Cristo Fernandez, and Jorma Tacone.
Yep.
Germa. No, not
No, it's not Germa. No.
It'd be pretty wild if it was Germa.
It would be kind of wild, but but no, so far the casting looks pretty good. Again,
and obviously
we won't know until we
also
actually
returning
see
people and all that stuff.
Yeah, but we won't know who's going to be what until later on.
People are saying Kristen Ritter is going to be Rouge the Bat.
I would be fine with Rouge the Bat or Blaze the cat.
Oh yeah, they can put Blaze in there too.
Because Blaze is isn't that Shadow's partner or is that Silver?
I don't know. I'm not up on my...
I don't know enough.
All I know is Blaze first showed up in a DS game, I think. So.
Oh, sure. Okay. I just hope these movies keep going until the point where we see a big screen Big the Cat.
That's just because that's your favorite.
Well, also because he is so stupid and anti-Sonic.
Yeah.
He's the big slow one in a universe of small fast ones.
Will they get John St. John to voice him?
Probably not, but they would. Who has the big dumb? It would be Brad.
Brad Garrett.
It would be Brad Garrett That is celebrity frog, Big the Cat voice.
I was gonna say Patrick Warburton, but I think I like
Patrick
yours better.
Warburton would be a decent Big the Cat as well.
Peter, it's me, Big the Cat.
Sonic. Sonic, you gotta help me find Froggy.
Peter. Peter Griffin from Fortnite.
From Fortnite, yeah.
They added the giant chicken.
I saw that they added the giant chicken.
They made him fat, but they couldn't make Peter
but
fat.
Peter can't be.
Yeah.
And you can play as the chicken?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Also, a lot of people are calling him pay to lose because it's so hard to see. Also, people are wondering if his hitbox is too big.
Oh, gotcha.
But I haven't delved that deep into it. Anyway.
All right. So next up, let's talk really quick about the Avatar: The Last Airbender
Netflix trailer.
Netflix trailer. There's a Netflix trailer, and it looks pretty good.
Yep. It looks like Avatar. Like, it hits all the notes, and it's like, you know what? This looks right. This looks right. This looks right. It looks like the show.
It looks like they took the right lessons from One Piece, their live action One Piece, which was very good, and now they're applying them to a different franchise.
Yeah.
So
yay. It looks really good. There have been a couple of reports here within the last couple of days that were like a little troubling about how they're cutting out some of the filler and cutting out some of like the character development of some of the characters. I'm curious to see how that is going to affect the series. Now, remember, the original creators of the series were attached to this at one point,
and then they stepped away for creative differences.
And this could be the creative differences that they're talking about.
Maybe.
I mean, One Piece, not to talk about One Piece again, but they had Oda the whole way. So, I don't know. Maybe it is in trouble. I don't know. But at least from the trailer, it looks good.
Yeah.
It looks fine.
From the stills and the trailers and everything looks good. Everything feels right. Mm-hmm. Plus, there is a decent handful of actors in there that are, proved themselves in other franchises.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Well, we could talk about other trailers real quick and other movie announcements before we get into most of this video game stuff.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, I didn't realize this was happening until I saw a trailer for it. There is a Megamind.
I wish.
I know,
That would
right?
be great.
Maybe that would be the next on the animation video
And
game
then the
block.
monkey's paw curls and you get that Mega Man show. That CG one.
For babies.
For babies.
Ooh, yeah, that was...
Or the one from the 90s, Super Fighting Robot.
I'm not
fine.
I'm not against that. I'm not against
Maybe
that.
take that, yeah.
I'm not against that.
That episode of the where X showed up was all right.
Yeah, right.
It was okay.
So they announced this is on the Peacock app.
Okay.
Which actually is not bad. I mean, that's where I was watching Quantum Leap.
Nice.
It's the only place you can watch The Office.
Is it?
Yes.
Currently.
Oof. Anyway, so they announced there's a trailer for Megamind 2.
Okay.
Blue, animated show from DreamWorks, with blue supervillain
Will Ferrell.
Except it's not him
Except
anymore.
it's not Will Ferrell anymore.
Aw.
Yeah, the minute he starts talking, I'm like, oh, this is off. This is not right.
He doesn't sound right at all.
Also, he's not saying words wrong enough, I feel like.
Is he still calling it Metrocity?
He doesn't say it at all in the trailer.
Really?
Yeah.
Also, the animation looks cheap.
It does. It really does. I
Okay.
mean, it kind of looked cheap in the
Yeah,
the first one.
but it came out like probably 15 years ago
to
now.
be fair, this is kind of, as I know you love the series, and it's a good movie. The original movie
it's a
is
great
good,
movie. It's a great movie.
But this is a dead franchise that they're resurrecting because, hey, remember that?
Pretty much.
Do you remember that thing?
On top of that, in the same trailer, they also announced the series that is on
We had a
Peacock.
bunch of material that we didn't deem good enough for the movie, so there's also a series.
We can't come up with a full plot of this, but it can work in 30 minutes.
So it makes me. It kind of feels like when Lucasfilm brought out the Clone Wars movie,
yeah,
Movie, yeah.
where they introduced Ahsoka and all that stuff,
and then
and then we got
it's
the
a
Clone
show.
Wars series.
Yeah.
That's what it feels
That's
like.
probably,
But
you're
it-
probably not too far off from that, yeah.
But I can assure you, it probably won't be nowhere near as good.
It doesn't. It looks bad. It looks like a cheap cash in on movie a lot of people remember fondly.
A cheap cash in on a cult animated classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say it's super popular, but
No,
yeah,
it's cult. It is cult, 100%.
Yeah.
So sorry if this is your comfort film because they're doing a bad job on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But basically, the trailer sets it up like Megamind's old supervillain buddies are in town and they want to get back up to their old shenanigans.
But he's a good guy.
But he's
now.
a good guy, but they don't know that.
I see.
So he's pretending to be a bad guy while also trying to protect the city at the same time.
It's like a Three's Company episode
It's
that
good,
they
yeah.
stretched
Yeah,
into an
that's-
hour and a
yeah.
half.
Boy, that's a weak premise for an hour and a half film. There's not much meat on them bones.
I mean, Megamind is very thin. Anyway.
Did you see they're also making another Despicable Me?
Yes. Oh, that was another thing. Yeah, they released a trailer for Despicable Me 4.
He has a baby now, and the baby looks like Gru.
Kinda. I mean, I thought it looked kind of cute. I was like, you know
Well,
what?
you know what? Those movies are okay.
You know what? It would be funnier if the baby looked like a minion.
That would be pretty funny. That would be pretty
Like,
funny.
I
If
love-
the baby's first word's going to be banana.
Banana, yeah.
I love. Oh, God, they probably will.
Yeah, that's an actual joke. I bet.
They probably will.
This is Illumination. They'll take the lowest
Oh,
fruit,
yeah.
the lowest fruit they can get their hands on.
Which
Like-
happens to be a banana.
I love the first Despicable Me movie.
That's a good story.
I thought it was really good. The art style is unique. I like it. when Steve Carell did that bit on Ellen where he was dressed where he's live action Gru.
Yeah, that was good.
But then
When
but
people
then
were on Ellen.
yeah, I know, right? But then they beat you over the head with the stupid minions and it makes you hate the whole universe.
Minions are a little played out.
You think?
But one of the later movies,
They're yellow rabbits.
Yeah, they're yellow rabbits. But one of the later movies had Trey Parker as the main villain, and you can't go wrong with that.
I'm
He was
surprised.
the child actor that became the supervillain.
I'm surprised he did that. To this day, I'm
it was
still
just out of
surprised.
nowhere, but he did it, and he did a great job. And it wasn't him like dumbing it down for kids. He was making a lot of in jokes about child actors and stuff. So
And he does funny voices.
he does.
Good.
Yeah. He's one of those guys that you wish he would do more outside of the things that he
Is known for.
is known for.
Oh, I wish they would cancel South Park and just do fun movies.
Yeah. I want Basketball too.
I want bring back Team America, but or not that, but do something with puppets again.
Do something. I want another sexy puppet movie.
Even though they hated working with puppets
I bet
immensely.
they did. Yeah,
I
bet
mean,
they did.
you can kind of tell watching the movie.
Yeah.
It was like the laziest thing ever. It's like, but the writing, like the jokes, the bits were so.
Oh, it was the perfect pastiche
It was so there.
of like
Yeah.
Armageddon.
Thunderbirds.
Well, it was a parody of American blockbuster movie like Armageddon.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They really don't make movies like
America
that anymore.
good, the rest of the world bad.
Yeah.
No matter what we do. But yeah,
I will never die.
There was a teaser poster for Beetlejuice 2.
yeah, and they're just calling it Beetlejuice.
Which is the best possible.
It is.
That's a
it really
great
is.
name.
That is a great name. Instead of just calling it Beetlejuice 2 or Beetlejuice, it's Showtime or whatever.
It definitely like rejuvenated my interest in it that they were clever enough to give it a clever name.
Makes me hope that there's something there.
Yeah.
There's something there.
and then, working up to a trilogy. Beetlejuice.
Oh, yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
He's here.
Hey, everybody. Hey.
That's why I did that specifically because to open up you doing the voice.
You do a really good Michael
Yeah.
Keaton.
Why, thank you. Thank you.
Your Michael Keaton, your George Lucas, and your Kermit the Frog are probably my favorite things.
Those are the three. Those are the three.
And he
also been known to do a halfway decent Alan Rickman.
It kind of sounds like your George Lucas. a
I
little
know that's what I was gonna say. Well, it was always
They're all variations on the theme.
it was always my intention to make Alan Rickman.
That was always my intention to do a bad Alan Rickman impression. All right, we only have a couple minutes left, so let's talk about this Sony State of Play.
They announced some games. State of Play's Sony's PlayStation Nintendo
Whatever.
Direct.
It's their thing. Yeah.
The big one was Death Stranding 2.
Death
They had
Stranding 2 on the beach.
On the beach.
On the beach.
They had a big long trailer that didn't make any sense to me because it's been forever since I've played Death Stranding and I never finished it.
Also, that just sounds like Kojima because when he announced Death Stranding 1, it was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many what is this in that trailer. And tying back to Furiosa, the older gentleman that is the captain of the ship that they are on is another famous director. It's the guy that directed the Mad Max films.
It's George Miller?
That's George Miller.
Wow.
Huh.
Both in looks and in voice.
Nice.
The Australian voice that talks about Elle Fanning being in a weird chrysalis baby or whatever. Yeah.
That's George Miller.
That's
wow.
George Miller in his captain's hat and his one arm and his flying goo cat sidekick.
He's got to get John Carpenter, but it's too much work for John Carpenter. I don't think he would ever do it.
Well, you know what? Have him sit in a chair, and that's it. That's all he's got to do.
A director's chair.
Not even that. A gamer chair because he loves games.
Maybe he would do it because he does like games and he's said he likes Kojima.
Yeah, he might. He could do it.
Other than Konami, who doesn't like Kojima?
It's true.
That's a good point. That's a good point. But no, this trailer has all sorts of weirdo stuff. It has a talking puppet.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a Kojima game.
I love the doctor with the hand mask that also can use the hands. That's such a cool design.
That's a good design.
Sorry,
Higgs is back.
All I'm thinking is
and
Shigaraki.
He's the Joker. He's the Doctor Doom that takes off the mask, and now he's the Joker with an electric guitar that shoots lightning bolts and is also an axe.
Which is Metal Gear as heck.
Yes, and then he fights a robot samurai that might also be a baby.
What?
Death Stranding.
I could say whatever I want here, and you could just have to go, yeah, that's Death Stranding.
That sounds like Kojima.
But I need to go back and actually finish Death Stranding.
You do. It's a good game.
It is.
I mean, it's available on my PlayStation Plus. It's just a matter of me getting around to it. I say so. More stuff.
There was some Silent Hill stuff.
Silent Hill, welcome back.
Surprise released a free downloadable game that I've heard is not very good.
I've heard it's not great.
And they also showed some footage of the Silent Hill 2 remake that felt like it had an awful lot of combat in it.
I was gonna say a lot of gun.
It just looked like
a lot of gun for a Silent Hill game.
It looked like the Resident Evil 2 remake with Silent Hill's clothes on.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
We'll see. But yeah, I wasn't terribly impressed with that. They had a quick trailer for that Foam Stars, which is not Splatoon, that also uses AI art in it.
Oh, gross.
Skip.
The box and a lot of like the splash screens and stuff were AI generative art. So already it's bad. It's a skip.
They showed that Stellar Blade game, which looks like Nier Automata with the serial numbers filed off.
But that's fine.
They're acting like it's this big AAA thing. It's made by a company who makes phone games.
Sure.
Specifically like that Nikkei Goddess of Victory, the one with the butts.
Oh, the one that I keep getting ads for.
Yeah.
The one that everyone gets ads for.
It's like the third person shooter with the butts.
Yeah.
And like...
No, that's absolutely the way to describe it.
Yeah. And this looks like near knockoff with shiny butts.
I mean, I don't know.
You gotta highlight those
the Nier butts were pretty shiny.
Yeah, and Nier had the butts, but this also has the butts. I don't know. I'm not convinced that it's gonna be all that good.
It's not.
It's probably not.
It's not.
But
and
it's something.
I'm surprised.
Sony had a trailer for it, so doggone it, they're going to show it to you.
I'm surprised
they paid money for it. We're going to see
those butts.
Yeah. Did you notice at the end they also said, "Oh yeah, by the way, on February 6th, we're going to do a big Final Fantasy VII thing." And I have a feeling something big's going to drop the next day because the next day is the 7th, and they can't not do it.
It's going to be a demo for Rebirth.
Probably. Yeah, it's
going to be one of those demos where you can play it for an hour and then it carries over into the full game.
Yeah. I just hope in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Kate Sith is actually a usable character. And I don't care that his name is Cat She.
Really? That's how they say it's pronounced?
That is how, well...
It is Cat She.
It's Cat... In Irish folklore, it's Cat She, but no, the creators had never
came out and
actually said it until here recently. There are more people that call the character Kate Sith than anything else. I'm going to continue to call the character Kate
that's
Sith,
what everybody I knew growing up called him.
But it is technically Cat She.
Okay.
They had a new Sonic Generations. We got to continue with the Sonic theme.
We got it.
This is the fastest episode we've ever made.
Oh my god! And it also has Shadow in it.
Yeah, they're doing a remaster of Sonic Generations with additional Shadow content. I guess like stuff from Shadow the Hedgehog,
the game
remade. Yeah,
because that's the villain. That big star thing was like the villain.
Starro.
Yeah, it was kind of Big Starro. It looked like a mixture between Starro and a Kirby villain.
I think it's
called, Kirby end boss.
I think it's called Black Doom, which is not a great name.
It's so edgy.
Yeah.
Sonic.
But a lot of people are super psyched on this for some reason. I don't know.
Because everybody loves that Edgehog.
Yeah.
Edge. Oh my god. Shadow the Edgehog. I love it.
Shadow the Edgehog.
I love it. That's what he's forever going to be called now.
Yep.
And then they showed some more of the Ken Levine, Mr. Bioshock Man's next game that looks like more Bioshock.
It looks like
cool.
But it's not called Bioshock.
It looks like more Bioshock. And also, being a music guy, they just ripped off Pink Floyd's A Great Gig in the Sky for the music in that trailer. Like, I was listening to it, and all of a sudden there is a female voice going, oh.
Maybe it is.
It's not that song.
Oh no, it's not. They would never.
They didn't license that song.
Yeah.
But it was like changed 3 notes, and it's a Great Gig in the Sky.
So it was Vanilla Ice ripping off a
yeah, it's different.
pressure.
It seems like there might be a music thing going on,
Yeah.
or some sort of. It might be like some sort of weird artist colony or something. I don't know. I'm just guessing because it didn't really explain anything of what's going on.
No. It was like, hey, you like Bioshock,
Yeah,
right?
you've got a magic hand and a gun hand. It's Bioshock.
It's Bioshock.
But it's been a long time since I played a good Bioshock kind of game, so I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'll play it. The last Bioshock like game we had was what was that one? Atomic Heart, and it was not great, but I still played the whole thing.
I refuse to play it because of the owner of the studio.
Fair enough.
I played it on Game Pass, though I didn't actually give them
money.
I mean, in a roundabout way, kind of.
You sort of did.
I sort of did, but
not much.
Yeah, not much. I didn't buy the
acceptable amount.
I didn't buy the DLC.
There you go.
There's DLC?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. All right, we have actually hit time, so we should probably go ahead and end the show for the week. I didn't say wrap things up this time, even though I just said it now. I'm changing what I say. I listen to what I say, and I'm changing it.
We're going to have to spin that final sign around because we're finished with Act 2.
Yep.
And this game only has 2 acts per world.
It has 2 acts, and they're 30 minutes each. You've been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitch, sometimes, Instagram, and support our Patreon.
You can send us an email, staff@nerdoverload.com. You can give us a call on the Nerd Overload hotline. That number's 419-561-5556. Send us your Sonic the Hedgehog fanfiction.
Or whatever your Sonic Forces character is.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, tell us what your favorite Sonic the Hedgehog character is.
Real Sonic the Hedgehog character. Not your OCs.
No, yeah.
Yeah, no. You can also find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and more. Finally, I'd like to thank Parker for helping us out, finding great articles for us to go over. And David Pencil for the use of our intro and outro. You can find more of his stuff over at davidpencil.com. Again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
Gotta go fast.
Oh, I was going to say